Welcome to the Boricua Culture Mix. I'm one of your hosts, Wilma Lebron Moore.
And I'm Diane Rivera.
And this is where La Isla meets the Diáspora.
Échate pa' acá, te hice café.
Hola, hola. Welcome back to the Boricua Culture Mix. I am one of your hosts, Wilma Lebron Moore. We missed you guys. So we
We
are
sure
so
did.
happy. I know, ¿verdad, Josie? Es que estábamos celebrando demasiado. You know, we have the longest holiday celebration. Pero sí, Josie, regresamos con el pod. Y we have a little bit of church announcements before we get into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Boricua Culture Mix is back, and our structure is going to be a little different. We are going to be coming out with an episode every other week. Specifically on Wednesdays is going to be our posting day. We wanted to go back to the drawing board and really give this the attention and effort that the pod deserves. So we have some exciting guests that are going to be on the pod specifically today, and we'll get into that. But we wanted to ensure that when we do have certain topics of conversation, that we're talking to the experts, or at least we're talking to the people that are boots on the ground doing the work. Right?
Claro que sí, claro que sí. Y feliz año, mi gente. Welcome
Ay,
back, welcome back. Estamos en el 2026. Ok,
that's wild.
llegamos con la gloria de Dios. Con
Amén,
todo.
amén. Y yo, si lo pasaste bien durante este tiempo celebrando.
Pues, ¿qué te cuento? Tenemos las Navidades más largas del mundo, aunque
Mhm,
we're in the diaspora, tratamos de, como que catch up a lo que está pasando en la
for
isla, right?
sure.
So, pero ya el arbolito se bajó,
Yeah, that was
ya,
sad. That was sad.
yeah. The wrapping paper lo botamos. Yo estaba buscando en la nevera today de coquito, I couldn't find it.
No, it's all
So,
gone.
it's gone, you know. Pero aquí estamos. Pero antes de eso, I have
Yeah.
to say, como estamos en enero, it's the first month of the year. Everybody,
Mm.
with their goals, with their commitment, y como dijo Wilma, estamos haciendo unos cambios en el pod, so that way we can be more um, intentional,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
And Wilma, you've been very intentional desde enero. Yo te estoy
Muchacha.
viendo en el Insta, en the socials.
Gracias, casa. And guys, what they're talking about is, that last year, I started at the Corazón y Cuerpo Colectiva, and since day one, I've been in that gym. Okay, that gym has been with
Wow.
me. Okay, moviendo
Yes,
este cuerpito. It's a lot, but I
it
love
is.
it. I love it. I
I love that.
my micro goal for 2026 is to establish the habit and move for the first 31 days.
Y eso está brutal. I feel like a lot of people don't see it that way, right? Como que like se ponen los goals tan grandes. And I love how you're, attacking this goal like, okay, por los 30 días, movimiento. That's what I want to do. And I've been seeing you a las 6 de la mañana, okay? Tú estás si estuvieras en Puerto Rico, estarías con las gallinas cantando a
And
las 6 de la
girl,
mañana.
that's where I want to be at.
Okay.
No, but like I recognize the type of person I am that when I do decide to do movement, I need to do it in the morning. Because if not,
Absolutely.
I'll push it towards the end and get, I'll just do it later. Y later viene y vane, and I never move my body.
That's
So
true.
I definitely like how it sets the time and tone for myself. Pero otra cosa también, as a woman's perspective, when do you actually do something for yourself before you do something for others? Before you belong to the world, when do you belong to yourself?
And we have started 2026 con Wilma's Gems. Okay.
No, in serio. And I just thought to myself, like, before I go to the job and I gotta be responsible at the job, how am I gonna do something that I can benefit from myself? Y para mi bienestar. Like, I
Right.
know that I got 20 to 25 minutes to move around and do the thing. And it gets done. And like as I'm what day by the time we're recording this on a Sunday. It's 11 days into the new year. And I was
Absolutely.
literally sitting here talking to my husband yesterday and I was like, what's crazy is like we'll go to the gym because he joins me on Saturdays because on Thursdays and Fridays he does it himself.
Mhm.
And I was like, we got 30 minutes done out the way. It's done. I said,
Exactly.
the way we've like, oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I want to sleep. And it's like we got the 30 minutes done. We got the whole day to
Mhm.
ourselves. And how
Exactly.
much of like we just push it off. So it's been
Mhm.
really, really cool. Follow me on Instagram or TikTok at
Yes.
Corazón y Cuerpo, and you will see me out here moving my body, cheering y'all
Okay.
on. Cheer me on.
Motivando. Motivando a todo el mundo because the way you motivated me on I didn't do it during the week. I'm gonna be very honest. But I
I love
made it.
that.
I made it. I made one day to the gym.
Hey.
Okay.
And
So
that's what you had, and that's what you did.
exactly, exactly. Pero la semana que viene, more intentional.
Okay?
Intentional. Porque, ¿sabes qué?
Diga,
That's gonna be, yo te quería decir algo.
diga.
Ay, yo tengo como una palabra para esta semana. Bueno, para esta
Talk
semana
about it.
no, para 2026.
Oh, I love it. Come on, give
So,
it to me.
algo que yo estoy, my 2026 va a ser consistency over perfection, ¿verdad?
Ooh.
Y
A
con
word.
eso, I want to be more intentional.
A word.
That's what we want to do, ¿verdad? So, con esa, Wilma, right?
Diga.
Y nosotros tenemos un guest hoy. Espérate, que yo estamos aquí
We
con el
do, we
chatty,
do.
el chisme,
No, but it's
chapuza, y
okay.
nos
It's
vamos.
okay. Because our guest is a chatty Cathy too, and I love that for us. But I want before we get into that, Josie, you said consistency over perfection, and it
Yes.
reminded me of something that I saw on the socials, which is someone said consistency is what pays in the long run, so you always have to keep showing up.
Oh my God. Y te
And
digo,
I
empezamos otro gem.
okay,
Clock it.
ow. Yes, I'm doing the little hand movement. But like you said, we have a special guest, so we've been yapasauruses already.
Yes.
And so, without further ado, I want to introduce today's guest. I'm so happy to be here with her. So, she and I have worked together, but not really like together. We shared a grant through our both nonprofits, and we had a youth group where this particular funding source gave us, and we were able to meet in person for our conference and hit it off beautifully. Like I was just like, I feel like I know you, so why does this
That's
feel so
awesome when you
great?
do that, right? Like you meet
Yes.
somebody and you're like, yes.
And
Like
she was
you
just
feel my vibes.
so cool. And plus like also the program that we both headed off was also really awesome. I enjoyed working directly with that program and that funding source. That and I'll leave her to talk a little bit more about that program because she's still with the organization that she works for, still hosted. So, without further ado, we have our young John, Karina Garcia. ¿Cómo estás?
Hello, hello. I'm like sitting here so quiet. I'm like waiting to be brought in.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi. Thank you for having me and for selecting me for your pod today. I'm super excited to get into the topic. And just to jump ahead a little bit, you guys asked me to prepare one word to describe your current season, and my word was also intentional.
Love
Yes.
that. Love it.
Look at us aligned.
Okay.
Very much aligned, and I think that's very important because one of those things that I want to work on in 2026 is just being more present and more
Mm.
intentional. And I think
I
that
love
being
that.
on this pod today is like forcing me to do that a little bit. So I'm just excited to be here and to get into it. So thank you guys again.
No problem. So, Karina, I want you to introduce the organization that you work for, as well as the program that we once shared, and then we'll get into what is it about today that we're going to talk about.
Yes. So I work for the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development. Long title. We go by PRAHD for short.
Okay, okay.
PRAHD. And we're a nonprofit organization based in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. We serve all of Middlesex County.
Awesome.
And we have 14 programs in total, but I know you
Wow.
wanted me to speak specifically about where we met through,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Entre Mujeres program. So that funding source that we shared hosts like a training conference where I met Wilma all the way in Texas.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You guys are both from, the tri-state area. Y van in Texas. That's crazy. That's
Yes, and
how.
they have people from all over the country.
for
Like there's people
sure.
from California, from Texas, from New Jersey, New York. Um,
Chicago,
Chicago. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where else, but it was
DC,
from.
Cali, I think.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. So, it's like people from everywhere. And me and Wilma just end up sitting next to each other in this big room. And we start talking. And it turns out that we like have mutual friends and like
Mhm.
know the similar people. And I'm like, wait, this is kind of crazy. And we just hit it off. I think our energy was just like so in sync that day. And that whole, I think it was like a long weekend that we went to
Yeah, yeah.
explore.
And for
Yeah.
anyone who knows or gets to like meet Karina, I mean, how could you not hit it off with her? She's so bubbly, just this bright light. So she was just such a
Oh,
cool person to begin with. And I was just like, oh, I like you. And I was like, oh, you know this person, I like you even more.
thank
So,
thank
Karina,
you.
before the show gets away from us, where can folks find information on PRAHD?
Yes, so you can look us up online, prod.org. Our website is currently under construction. Our new website should be live within the next week or two, but you can
Okay,
still find us at the same link online. And then we're on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find us as PROD or Puerto Rican Association for Human Development, either or.
that's amazing. So, with that introduction, right? And we met each other, and this was like what, 2023, 2022, Karina?
Yeah, I
Around
think
that
so.
time.
Yeah.
So we meet at the conference, we go back to our respective ways, and we swap each other's like social media, and we've just been like back and forth. Anytime we've seen each other, anything that there's posting, it's like, hey girl, that's so awesome, and just been kind of like that keeping in touch in a way.
Yes.
And Karina was out here in Puerto Rico, and I was just like following her stories. And I was just like, oh, like, okay, she's in Puerto Rico. And then I was just like, but wait, she's not doing like touristy things. Like, what is she doing over there? And like with each post, there was like this like really beautiful, like heartfelt, like agradecimiento tone to it. And I just like asked her, and she let me know that her job had sent her to Puerto Rico specifically for this program that we'll get into. And I was just like, oh yeah, we need to have you on the pod. I need to know all about this program. How did you get there? And she was so gracious enough to accept our invite and say she'll talk about it. So that's how we got here. Bueno, moving along, Karina, talk to us. How did we get to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy because um the opportunity kind of fell in our lap. And so there's an, I guess you can call it, an organization within the New Jersey government called
Mm-hmm.
the New Jersey Puerto Rico Commission. So they put out an RFP, where the New Jersey the hold on, let me restart.
It's okay.
Sorry. I'm like scrolling through my document with my notes. So the opportunity fell into our lap, like I said, and the New Jersey Puerto Rico Commission put out an RFP for their energy resiliency grant.
Okay. And
And when we
Karina, real quickly, for those who may not know or may not be in the nonprofit world, a RFP stands for like a request for proposal. So that's when you like go and like try to ask funding sources to fund your initiative. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for that.
No problem.
Sometimes all the acronyms we just
Yes.
kind of.
When you talk nonprofit, when other people are like, what is that?
I
Okay.
know. Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? You don't know? So they put out their RFP for the Energy Resilience Grant. And when we saw it, we immediately clicked and we applied for it. They had two categories, and we were awarded one of them. So it was like, okay, we're going to make this project happen. And so when it came down to it, we it really came down to sustainability and dignity. And we could have given
Mm,
families, you know, different types of help. And we landed on solar powered generators.
wow.
So the reason we did solar power is because regular generators are fueled by gas. So that would
Mm,
be cost prohibitive to these families. They would have, yes, great, we would give you a generator, and now you have to pay to keep it running, which can become very expensive very quickly.
for sure.
So what we titled our project was our Energy Equity for Puerto Rico project. And so soon after, like, we secured the funding, we put out an application. and we just shared it on our social medias, where then it got shared like by word of mouth. People in our community here in New Jersey were sharing it with their friends and family on the island, and then somehow, some way, it reached the municipality of Moca, so
Mm.
they shared it to their community. And so we just got like this crazy influx of about 82 applications.
Wow.
Wow.
Once we hit 82, we were like, okay, we need to close it, because with the funding amount, we knew we were only going to be able to do about 15 to 20 families.
Got it.
So we didn't want to overwhelm ourselves with applications. And so we closed it down. We put out a notice like, application closed. And then came the reviewing process. So we have two case managers at our organization that were reviewing all the applications based on need and the family situation. The truth is, everyone in Puerto Rico would benefit from a solar power generator. So it was
Absolutely.
really hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really hard just having to choose like one family over the other.
Mm.
The job has to get done, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if si era por nosotros, se lo damos a todo el mundo,
Exactly,
Because we're like
exactly.
that. We're like that.
So, and then solar just made sense because it's a long term solution. And once
Yeah.
families have it, they don't have to worry about fuel or
Yeah.
availability or ongoing costs. And it gives them an independence and just a peace of mind that not just for one emergency, but they'll have this for every emergency. And all they
Right,
need is the
right.
sun to power it.
That's
Yeah, right.
amazing.
En Puerto Rico, que tú sabes, en la situación en la que está la isla, after all the hurricane, the tormentas and the last hurricane that was very, very hard, todavía hasta 2026 that we're in, la
Mm-hmm.
isla no está ni al 20%, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
of of where it should be, right? And the fact that a ustedes le brindaron esta oportunidad de los generators is like amazing. Because yo creo que Karina, vamos a hablar un poquito de esto, but you even have the experience, right? When you went to the island, um, and pudiste ver, like, first, como primera, como lo pudiste experimentar, right? That what they go through when electricity goes off, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
O no hay electricidad. So it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing that you guys were able, to do that for the island. Pero
For
Yeah.
continúa,
sure, for
perdóname.
sure. And Karina, before we got to the solar generators, was there anything else you guys were shopping around, or like this was always going to be the initiative that you guys were going to submit?
Yeah, so when the grant opportunity presented itself, we looked up like some of the more feasible projects that we could take on and ways to help people on the island. So generators were just like a very simple but powerful tool
Yeah,
that would help families, and it was like feasible for us to like put the project together. And so when we wrote the grant, we already knew we were going to do generators.
that's awesome.
Yeah, after we got it is when it came down to like finding someone to
Yeah, like the
contract and do it.
execution
Yeah,
of it. Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Which is basically nonprofit. The big ideas, and then it's like, oh, the little connecting details, the logistics.
Exactly. Yeah, like when you're writing, and I've written a few grants. So when you're writing a
Ow,
grant,
go
it's
ahead. You
like
better flex on them, Karina.
Okay.
I didn't write this one. Our CEO Kim Ruiz, she wrote this grant, and it was like very personal to her because
Wow.
this was the first time that our organization put boots on the ground on in Puerto Rico on the island.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, wow.
Yeah, so we've existed for 51 years now,
Oh my.
since 1974. And
Ow.
yes,
Wow.
so this was the first time we
Clock
get to do
it.
a
Okay, can we
virtual.
clock that? I'm gonna put in
Yeah.
my hands together.
Yeah, and so it was like a big milestone for us because all the work we've done has been like in our community, which is amazing. But to be an organization like established by Puerto Rican individuals who cared about their
Right.
community, and then to
Yeah.
be able to take that work to the island, it was just a great experience to be a part of.
Oh, that's
And so, yeah.
amazing.
So I remember we were in the office one day. She's like, I just poured my heart and soul into this. Like,
Oh my God.
we
Yes,
need to get
Kim,
this
thank
grant.
you.
Yeah. And we did. Thankfully, we did. So,
That is such a amazing feeling. I mean, full circle for the
Yes.
organization and for your director. I'm sorry, your director, right? Or CEO, which what's her title? I don't want to
She goes by both ED or CEO,
I know that's
whatever.
right. She said la jefa.
Yeah, exactly. That's
But
actually what we call her.
but like that's a beautiful full circle moment, and I think that I know for myself and like Josie as a Puerto Rican in diaspora, we long for an ability to be like, how do we connect, how do we give back, right,
Right.
without it being
Exactly.
savior mode, right, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this complete full circle program is so beautiful and a testament to her and you guys to have that, right, to be like, hey, we have this opportunity, we're going to give it back to the island, and you're going to let us know a little bit more about like how the logistics came to be. But like that is so amazing, and I kudos to you guys to be able to bring this on to the
Yes.
island and have that be. You say, oh, we only could do like 15, 20, but that's 15, 20 positive impactful families
Families.
now.
Yes.
Absolutely. And thank you for saying that because it's always like, I feel like in the nonprofit world, you're just like, oh, I want to help more and more and more. But it's like,
Mhm.
even the 15 to 20, like that matters and it's valid. And it's like, of course, we want to help everyone. But the truth
That's because
is,
we see the need, right? We see the
yeah,
need day in and day out in a way that a lot of people can like scroll past it or not even like ever come in, and it never like really come into your face. And then also with our education and training with trauma informed practices is like, listen, we can go all day about it.
I know.
That's another episode, guys.
Yes. But that's awesome. And no, I can only imagine the level of like relief she did, like just being told that you guys got the grant and then being able to like pull this off. So, Karina, you guys went to Puerto Rico. How many of you were there? Did this grant like help with the funding for you guys to get there? Did you have to do something different for that?
Yeah, so I want to do a big shout out for our supporters of this project, which was the New Jersey Puerto Rico Commission. They gave us like that seed money to be able to purchase the generators, but I believe a majority of the grant had to go to direct services.
Mm.
So we had a few other people who, like, when we told them about the project, they just were very eager to help and support the cause, which is OFBI, the Office of Faith Based Initiatives,
Okay.
and LISC, which the acronym is escaping me right now. Local Support Initiatives, I believe.
Yeah, local initiative support corporation.
Yes, yes. So they LISC NJ and OFBI were able to support the project as well, and that helped us cover some of our like travel and lodging expenses. And then when it came down to purchasing the generators, we definitely struggled finding a source that would like work with our budget and like work out the logistics with us because we had 20 deliveries all across the island. We made
Wow.
sure when the applications came in, we made sure that we touched all parts of the island, like west coast, central, north, south, east coast. Like we wanted to
Like
make
toda la
sure,
isla. All the
Mhm.
yeah,
island. Toda la
yeah,
isla.
yeah, that our presence was felt across the island and that we weren't just focusing in one location.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so
That's awesome.
Like you said, intentionality.
absolutely.
Because
Exacto.
it would have
Yeah.
been easy to just give them all in Mocha, right? Like that's where all the
Mhm.
applications are coming from. But again, trauma informed equity would have been like, let's spread the wealth as much as we can along the
Mhm.
island.
Mhm. Yes, and that's exactly what we wanted to do as part of this project. So when it came down to figuring out how we were going to pick up generators here and there and in the center, and like it was crazy. We were looking up local like chain stores that we could
Mhm.
possibly work with, and I won't name them, but unfortunately they were actually not very easy to work with,
Mm.
and they weren't very willing to like meet us where we were and just try and like hold generators for us in certain stores.
Dang.
So we started doing research on like local businesses that sold solar power generators as well, and one of them that we spoke to was charging us like almost double our budget,
Mm.
and it was insane. Like there was no discount because we were buying in bulk, which as a nonprofit, it's like any discount we can get, we will take.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And especially if we're buying 20 generators, like, and we're explaining to you the project, the owner of that first company we spoke to seemed very happy when we were telling him, and then when it came down to talking about numbers.
So, Karina, you said like the big box stores was giving you a hassle, which is crazy because a generator isn't cheap. So they were gonna get pretty good money for it. And then you said you were trying to figure out like a local person which kind of was charging you double, which I know probably disheartened you guys in trying to get this done. So what was the solution?
Yeah, so thanks to ChatGPT, Google wasn't the best search engine for companies selling solar power
Got
generators
it.
in Puerto Rico. So one of our coworkers who was boots on the ground on in our team in Puerto Rico, I'm like tongue tied right now. Um, she did a quick chat GPT search, like companies in Puerto Rico that sell solar power generators. And we landed on this company called Coqui Solar. And they were incredible. From the moment that the project was explained to them to figuring out logistics, like they were so happy to help, worked with our budget, to the point that the owner of the company hand delivered the first set of generators all the way to the West Coast,
Wow.
um,
Wow.
like himself, like put all the generators in the back of his car, met us at our Airbnb like day one, and then his associate came with us to our first stop because our first stop we wanted to do five nonprofit organizations and 15 families
Okay.
on, in Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, only one organization applied, so the rest went to the families, which is still great. So our first stop was this nonprofit organization, and he came with us just to make sure that they were gonna be equipped to like set it up in their building and all of that, which was amazing.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and
That's
they just
awesome.
really like they found the best way to like save us on shipping costs to the other locations that the generators were being dropped off to, and just like they were really passionate about what we were doing and happy that we were doing that work and happy that we selected them to purchase the generators from, that they helped us in every way they could. They even gave us a little hand truck, like so that you guys can like carry the boxes were like 50 pounds a generator. So
Jesus.
Wow.
yeah.
Well, necesitaba el carrito, hasta yo, because it's heavy.
So, Karina, talk to me about like the families receiving them because I couldn't imagine putting an application in for something that I know I need, but like, realistically, when you're living life, you prioritize what you can afford and what you can't, right? But you're also
Yeah.
sending this off to the mainland. And I'm pretty sure you guys asked for certain demographics, certain information, in order for them to qualify. That's pretty risky, right? When you really don't know this organization and there's this promise of, because there's not a guarantee, there's a promise of maybe you're selected. How did that process go once you were like delivering these generators to the families?
Yeah, so it's funny that you say that because the first few weeks, or let's say the first few days that the application was out, it was like nothing was coming in. And we're like, okay guys, like we're not reaching people on the island, like no one is applying. And then little by little, like we could just kept promoting it on our socials, and slowly the application started pouring in very slowly. And so when we got to the island, and we started like speaking with the families, and even when our caseworkers were just like calling people to be like, hey, you've been selected, they were so like, oh, like this is real. And like like I think some of them just applied like whatever, let's hope for the best,
For
right?
sure.
um and then when we give them the call, like, yeah, you've been selected, they're like, oh, okay, like this is actually coming, like we're actually getting this. So our case manager did a really good job at just like staying connected with the families, keeping them up to date on like when we were going to possibly make it out there. And just, I think over time, she was able to build that trust with
Yeah.
every family.
Yeah.
So by the time we got there, it was so funny. Her name is Ada, the caseworker who was like keeping up with all of them. She was like if she had known them already forever, because she's spoken to them so many times at
Yeah.
this point.
That's the Puerto
But
Rican
a
way,
lot of
Karina.
people, yep, yep, yep.
Well, I shouldn't even say
We
the
would,
Puerto Rico way. I think that that's the Caribbean way because I feel like I have also received that level of hospitality when I went to Dominican Republic too. So
yeah,
like I just feel like El Caribe is just this warmth of like,
I know. And she's Cuban, the
ve
caseworker that you're
again,
talking about.
otra prima del Caribe.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So, like, we would show up to the house, and she'd be like, "Oh, so and so, cómo está?" Like, we already knew who the kids were, and she'll be like,
Oh,
"Oh, how's everybody doing?" Like, it was like we really got that sense of like family with them,
yeah.
and just once we got there, they were like, "Okay, like they're actually here." Like, we would tell them like we're on our way, like drop us your location because like addresses aren't a thing apparently in the Caribbean.
It's kind
Yeah.
of like,
Like,
So
around the
yeah,
area.
yeah, we would have to
exactly.
message people like, and some of them were older
Ay,
people,
qué
so we would be
lindo.
like, send us your location pin so we can follow the
Yeah,
GPS.
because if not, they will be like, tú mira, tú vas a hacer una derecha, vas a irse derecho, 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 vas a ver una casa amarilla, ahí no es. Tú sigues un poquito más, right? Vas a ver
Exactly.
una tiendita, una panadería, ahí vas a hacer una derecha. Vas a seguir
Oh
derecho,
my god.
derecho, derecho. Like, that's how we give,
Yes, and
directions.
everyone loves to give directions. We were anytime we would be at a house, they'd be like, "Oh, so where are you going to next?" And then we would tell them, and they'd be like, "Okay, so you're gonna go baja esta carretera y después tú doblas aquí and this and that."
Yes,
Yes, sir. This is what we have Waze and Google Maps for. Thank you.
exactly,
And
exactly.
I bet you
That
if you
is true.
follow their instructions, you'd get there too.
You're
Absolutely,
right. You're
absolutely.
right.
Cause
I'll
they know
forget
they
by the
hood.
second turn. I'll
Okay,
be
they know they hood.
like,
But no, I
Pero
love that.
Karina,
I love that. Go ahead, Josie.
yeah. No, I was gonna ask about the team, right? The
Mm.
team that was able to go to Puerto Rico. You were part of that team. Can you talk
yes,
about, eran todas mujeres, había, comentaste que your CEO is Puerto Rican. Were
mhm.
there, you mentioned the caseworker, Ada.
Ada, yes,
I
it's
want to
Ada
say her name
Ladies.
right, Ada, porque ya
Ada
yo
Ladies.
hasta ya la conozco, aunque no la conozca. Um, Ada, she's Cuban. Like, can you mention? Can you talk about other folks that went with you guys? Were they Puerto Rican or were there other otra nacionalidad?
Yes, so we had a running joke while we were in Puerto Rico que andábamos con el Caribe entero
I love that. I love that.
I
because
absolutely
it was
love
our
that.
yes, it was our CEO Kim Ruiz, who's Puerto Rican. Then we had the case manager Ada Ladies, who's Cuban. And then myself, I'm Dominican, and then we had our social media specialist, who's also Dominican, and we were a team of just four women.
Ow.
Yes,
I love that. I love
wrecking
that.
through Puerto Rico in this huge plane.
Yes, en
And then
esa carretera,
yes,
you
I
yes,
guys were
salute
driving all
y'all. I
over.
salute
I
y'all.
love that.
yes. Thank you guys.
Soy
I
yo
also
que
want to
no
give a
hago
shout
eso.
out.
And I'm like, nope, drive me, please.
Yeah, oh no, I was very much passenger princess. Watching the GPS, turn here, up there, make a left here. Um, but I do want to give a shout out because part of our team, that's from our staff. But we did have a member of from Orocovis who helped us out. She allowed us to have some generators delivered to her
Oh,
house.
wow.
Um,
Wow.
yes, so that like they can be kind of held in the center of the island since we were like West Coast and East
Yeah.
Coast. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, and then we had some issues with our pickup trucks. So one of the days that we were supposed to make 6 stops, she thankfully, everything happens for a reason. Her name is Ashby Sanabria and her husband Pedro.
Shout out to Pedro.
They yes, and they ended up doing 3 of the deliveries for us because we were
Wow.
having
Wow.
some technical issues. Yeah.
Es que
So it was
el
us four.
pueblo ayuda al pueblo, right? Like I love that. I
Eso es
love that.
así. We always say that. Yeah.
Yes. So it worked out perfectly. Like they had the 3 generators that were delivered to them, and then when we had car problems, we were like, we're not gonna make all the deliveries today. So just like take the ones you have. Here are the addresses. Here's the contact information, and they went and took them happily. Ashby, she sent us pictures. She had her little Santa hat on, They were here interviewing like the families for us, sending us pictures of them. They did such a great job, and they were a huge, huge help.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
So,
That's
Karina,
awesome.
I wanted to touch base a little bit more. So, like, you said que tenía el Caribe representando doing that. Can you talk to us a little bit about like your upbringing being Dominican? Like, were you born on the island or were you born here in Jersey? And like that connection to the Caribbean in a way of yes, it's not like your home country, but you're doing service to the same, as if it would have been in Dominican Republic.
Yeah, so this trip was completely different from like being a tourist in Puerto Rico, right? And as a Dominican, like you said, Puerto Rico is literally our cousin.
Mhm.
So being on the island and distributing the generators felt like I was giving back to my own people
Wow.
because there's such a deep sense of like familiarity and culture, shared
Yeah.
history that the whole trip was really personal for me. But being in
Wow.
Puerto Rico and being in DR, it felt no different, you know? And I was born and raised in New Jersey. So I'm like a gringa Dominican. If I go to DR, they tell me I'm American, but in my homeland, I'm not American.
Right. No,
So
same, same. Because I'm like,
yes,
who you calling a gringa? Not me.
right. It's not me. It's not me. So yeah, just growing up here, it's like we always long to be back in DR. Like I
Mhm.
was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday who's Puerto Rican, and she's like, "Ugh, I just want to live in Puerto Rico," and I'm like, "Girl, I just want to live in DR." Like it's like, our families work so hard to come to the US, right? And like provide us with all these amazing opportunities, and then we're here and we go back home and we experience life over there and like the culture, we feel so connected to it, and just like being with our like from where our ancestors are from.
Mm,
And it's like that's what we long for,
for
Like
sure.
I was not made for the winter.
Absolutely
I was
not.
not.
I totally get it. I totally get it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
always tell Wilma the same thing. What are we doing here?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Listen, the first snow that happened, I do my annual call to mommy. Pero ¿por qué ustedes se vinieron para acá? And she just like at this point she just hangs up on me because she's like, I'm not explaining migration patterns to you. I've already told you our story. Get a shovel and get over it.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
But yeah, like that I think that that's also a beautiful semblance of like we're more alike than we are than the world will like us to believe that we're different.
Mhm.
And I love that, the representation of the Caribbean was there for Puerto Rico. And, you know, as we move on and things progress, like that it could be returned in other ways too. For in other countries.
Yeah. The truth is like this project could have taken place
Wow.
anywhere, right? And what mattered most was the need.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
families who were just simply would not have been able to purchase the generators on their own, and being able to provide something that offered like real relief, not just temporary help, it really changed the way that I experienced Puerto Rico. And I wasn't just there to like observe life and be on the beach and have fun. Like I was stepping into people's real homes,
Mm,
seeing their
Yeah.
real life everyday experiences. And it was just like so humbling,
mm.
really.
And Karina, was this your first time being in Puerto Rico, or this was your first time being in service?
This was my first time in Puerto Rico and my
Wow.
first time being in
That's
service.
awesome. That was your first time in the
Gracias.
island and doing something like
And
this so
yeah,
big.
it's funny that you say that right now because when I was like younger, like I grew up in church. And so you always see like people doing like these mission trips with the
Mhm.
church. And I always think
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like I always want to do that one day. Like just go and help people. And then I had a moment when I was in Puerto Rico and I was like, wow, like I'm actually doing the things that like little me like thought was the coolest thing that anyone could ever
Oh, look
do.
at God.
That's awesome. Yes.
Look at God, and also look at the power of the tongue, right? I think that what
Right.
more often than not we forget that the words we choose are impactful. And so again, consistency is what pays in the long run, right? Not instancy.
Hmm.
Little Karina wanted to do that and now adult Karina did that.
Right. and I hope to continue to do it.
And you do it, right? Even if it's not like going into Puerto Rico, your job is of service también in Perth Amboy.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It doesn't always feel like service, but
Girl, listen, again, like Josie said, that could be a whole nother episode. A whole other episode. Pero, Karina, I wanted to ask you, in regards to like the trip in itself, like what can you summarize as like what was the most one of the most impactful moments that you may have received when doing the deliveries or just being in Puerto Rico that can stand out to you?
yeah. So, something that was super impactful to me was like every time we went to someone's house, we would like listen to their story, and we were
Mm,
interviewing people
Mhm. Yeah.
at certain houses, obviously with their permission and like taking photos. And some of these stories were just like, wow, like they hit home.
mm,
And one of them that
Mhm.
really hit home for me was one, just seeing the look of relief on people's faces.
yeah.
And you can see them thinking like, okay, this is real, like they're here, like they're rolling the generator on the little carrito to us. Like it was super powerful.
Awesome. Yeah.
um but people have serious needs, and I feel like
Mhm.
electricity is something that we take for granted without even realizing it, and
Absolutely.
so
Mm,
much of
Absolutely.
like our everyday life depends on it.
Mhm.
And just imagine not having power, not even knowing when it's coming back,
mm,
right?
Listen, cuando aquí se va la luz, and in only like 10 minutes, you're already stressed out, like, oh my God, like, cuando llega? Like,
mhm,
and you get the notification from your local company. Oh, yeah, we know that there's an outage and it's going to be in the next 10, 15 minutes. For Puerto Rico folks, they don't have that. They don't
Yeah,
have that luxury,
right.
right?
at all.
And were you able to experience some what they go through in terms of like not having electricity
um
when you went? By any
no.
chance? Because I feel like
Well,
everybody
yeah.
does.
Yes and no. We personally didn't experience any like power outages, let's say like in our Airbnb where we were staying or anything like that. But one of the houses we did deliver to, it was like a mom and daughter. And DR is like this too. Like your mom can live here and you live like down the hill, right?
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how it was. So we like drove up the hill to the mom's house. We left the generator there for her, and then on our way back down, we left it at the daughter's house. Um, so while we were there, the electricity went out, and
Mm.
they were like, "Oh, like se fue la luz," like being casual, like they
Yeah,
didn't.
bien casual. Yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
such a
yeah.
like
Because it's so
genuine
normal.
occurrence constantly.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
exactly.
and they immediately like we opened up the box, like they started charging the little solar panel, like to get themselves ready. But I do want to say that one story that really stayed with me was about a family that had a bedridden individual in the household,
Mm.
and
Mm.
the bed that they relied on was electric. Like those beds that,
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah,
wow.
usually people in hospice um are like on, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And it allows them to like safely move the person up and down when needed. And so when the power went out, they were explaining to us that when they don't have light, they have to do all of that manually.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and that honestly hit home for me really hard because my grandparents were bedridden at the end of their lives.
Mm.
And so just that simple function of being able to raise and lower the bed made things so much easier for my dad and his siblings when they were taking care of my grandparents.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like even with that help, caretaking was already emotionally and physically exhausting. So I can't imagine how much harder it becomes when you remove something so essential, especially in moments that are already so heavy.
For sure. And then also like to give some autonomy and dignity to the person who's also being cared for.
Yeah. And like I've watched my family like have to lift my grandmother up and
Mm.
like shower her and just like all those things. Like I've seen what those caretakers do. So now like just the hitting of one little button, right? That to me was like second nature. Like I would go to my grandparents' house and they'll like lift up their bed when I went in there to say to your mama, like
Yeah.
I just cannot imagine something so simple. Like that was something I never thought of, and they were like, "Yeah, we had to like crank this bed manually,
Wow.
or lift her, or her or him." They didn't disclose who was the family member, but like lift them manually. Like people are heavy.
Yeah. No, and then especially like, when they have those type of ailments, like if they're not moving their limbs, that weight is like even more, right? Like,
Exactly.
so for sure, for
Exactly.
sure. Wow, Karina, that's so impactful. I'm so proud of you ladies. Like, wow, that's so dope.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that
Yeah.
everything came to full circle. Um, and I know that you're sharing like these sharing out stories. Like, did you go there with like any expectations that were met, or did you go there with anything you felt like you may have after experiencing things you may have to unlearn that you thought it was going to be?
Um, I wouldn't say that I went there with any expectations. Like I was honestly just ready to be like doing the heavy lifting. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Like I was like mentally preparing for the physical aspect of this trip.
gotcha.
That I never really thought about like the emotional aspect and just like,
Mm.
just listening to like some of the things these people go through, and I'm like when I was there, I was like, wow, like I wasn't even thinking about this. Like I'm just here
Hmm.
thinking we're gonna turn the lights on for you guys, you know?
Right, right.
And so yeah, I don't know. I didn't have any expectations. Like I was just ready for whatever Puerto Rico had for me.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's also a great way to come to the island too, like, because sometimes expectations could be either unmet, right, or exceeded.
Yeah.
But either way, like it's funny that you were like, "Listen, I knew I had to roll the sleeves up and push this around."
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I can definitely attest to that too. Being like, well, I gotta get this. I'm preparing for this.
Yeah, and sometimes like I was like jumping on and off this pickup truck, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, like chill." I'm like, "It's okay. Like this is what I go to the gym for."
Narrator, it was not okay.
Now I have an injured knee, but it's okay. Well, it was worth it.
Battle wounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, if you, so I know in our pre-pod call you had let us know that this was like a pilot program, and we
Mhm.
are crossing our fingers that you guys get selected to do it again. And if so, what would be something that you would want to do differently that you couldn't do the first time, or just what would you want to do in general if you're able to get this funding again?
Um, I don't know if I would do anything differently. I mean, the solar power generators is like a great
For
fix.
sure.
What would be amazing if we were, because like the voltage of generators are different.
Mm.
So I believe, I'm not an expert on this. Um, I believe the generators we gifted to the families were like a medium power. So it's like, you can have a few things connected to it and running
Okay. Okay.
when needed. Yeah. But I think it would be amazing to be able to like get something that would like power their house, or like maybe provide like solar panels on their houses instead of these generators, and then they
Mm.
won't have to worry about the electricity, at
For
all.
sure. Because como
Yeah.
dice
So I
Puerto
think
Rico, Josie, que las placas solares no se hunden.
Es
exactly.
verdad.
Yeah. So I guess like just like finding better
Got
solutions.
it. Got it.
Um, yeah, definitely. But just to be able to help people in general again, like would be a great opportunity.
No, I would love to see you guys also like probably partner up with someone that's already on the island doing this work, because that also could cut down on like the heavy lifting mentally of the logistics
Yeah.
portion. So that would be like my wish list for y'all, right? Like if you're able to do
Yes.
this, partner up with an organization in Puerto Rico that's been doing great work. So I really, really hope that this is something that you guys get funding for again, to ensure this level of autonomy and assistance that you're bringing to the island. This is so cool.
Yes. Thank you. From your lips to
I
God's ears,
mean,
because
big chanclas, we counting
yes,
on you.
yes, yes.
That's what I call my big homie, all right? Um, so we talked a lot about work. Did you get to at least play a little bit on the island and enjoy it?
Yes, we
Qué
did.
bueno,
We
qué
did.
bueno.
So we had like our last 2 days, we had 4 deliveries in those last 2 days. So we were gonna do two and two
Okay.
because they were kind of like all in opposite directions from each other.
Okay.
And then once we got to the end, we were like, guys, we're like banging out all these stops and deliveries like pretty a lot quicker than what we thought we would.
Okay.
So we were like, you know what? Let's squeeze them into Thursday. And then Friday we were able to like relax. We went to the beach for a little
Qué
bit.
bueno.
Yeah, and then Saturday we knew we were gonna be open all day, so we had booked like a catamaran tour
Oh,
to Icacos, which was beautiful.
not y'all being fancy.
Yes,
Yeah.
you guys were very fancy. Estaban en
Yeah,
la
we were like, we need to work
la
hard, play
hermana,
hard, you know?
we call
Exacto,
it.
exacto.
Yes.
And Karina, I
So
don't know
that
if
was
you
nice.
shared, but how long were you there? How long was the trip?
We were there for a week.
Okay, okay.
Yes. And
Uh,
then we had some snow in New Jersey, so our flight got
I
canceled and we
mean,
stayed one
I
more.
love that for
Yes.
y'all actually.
that was God.
It
That
was
was
great.
God.
It was so great. We were coming back on a Sunday. So we were like we were gonna be in the office like next day, Monday morning, like bright eyed, bushy tail, straight from Puerto Rico. So it was nice because we got like that one extra day to kind of just like decompress.
Mhm.
Like our flight got pushed back to like the following night. So we just had all day to just like USA. We were just like checking emails in the airport, but it was nice. It was definitely like better than being in New Jersey on a snow day.
For sure, for sure. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so cool that you guys were able to do that. And I'm glad that you also got to experience the island, in a good way too, just, for enjoying it. Our beaches are beautiful. As you know, parte del Caribe. Like, I'm so glad you got to experience Puerto Rican culture as well while you were out there.
Yes, no, it was beautiful. And one thing that I am very grateful for, because I have been wanting to go to Puerto Rico for some time now, but definitely to be a tourist. Um, so it was just nice to be like where the people are.
Mm,
Like even when I
Yeah.
go to Dominican Republic, like I don't like being a tourist. Like I like being in my campo. I like visiting my family, like wherever the trees and the mountains are, like that's where I like to be, in the beach. So it was like I got to do that in Puerto Rico, and it was like when I go to Dominican Republic, we're like going from house to house visiting family, and so it felt like the same thing.
that's
Like
so
okay,
dope.
we're going to this house, then this house, then this house, and I got to see all parts of Puerto Rico that I know just
That's awesome.
yes
Because
as
I
a
was gonna ask
tourist.
you, Karina, like you mentioned Mocha being one of the la ciudades where you guys were able to deliver. What other cities in Puerto Rico were you guys able to go?
Yes, let me pull up my list because I didn't want to forget any of them.
No,
So we
because ustedes corrieron la isla completa.
yes, yes. So we delivered generators in Aguada, Moca, San Germán, San Sebastián, Florida, Ciales, Bayamón, Carolina, Humacao, and Las Piedras.
Wow. Y'all
Wow.
was really all over the
Ustedes
place.
fueron adentro, adentro.
Everywhere in todos los hoyos de Puerto Rico.
Yes.
That is awesome. That's so cool.
Yes,
I'm just so in
it was
awe. That's
crazy.
so great. I'm sitting here and it's like, yeah, I know people who do cool things.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Eso es verdad, eso es verdad.
Bueno, Karina, I had
Y
no,
pero
sigue,
yo
sigue.
quiero, okay,
No,
go
no,
ahead,
no,
go ahead.
no, go,
No,
go,
sigue,
go,
sigue,
Jesse,
sigue.
go, go, go.
Okay. No, yo lo que quiero es, yo quería hacer un reflection,
Mm,
um, sobre todo lo que hizo. Yo soy bien mala con nombres, Karina. So, si lo digo mal, lo dice.
No worries.
Prad, Prad, Prad,
Prad. Yes.
Prad. Okay.
Mhm.
Por el gran trabajo que ustedes hicieron, ¿verdad? Porque this project was not only about you guys giving people these generators, these solar generators. This was about you guys giving hope to
mm,
people in Puerto Rico, and dignity
mm,
to these people, right? Because they live con esta, ¿cómo se dice? Incertidumbre
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
of like they don't know if they're gonna have electricity tomorrow, right? And especially las comunidades donde, por eso quería que mencionaran los pueblos, because los pueblos donde ustedes fueron y ayudaron, ahí hay muchas personas mayores,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
A lot of people with conditions,
Mhm.
um, that for them, electricity no es not como un luxury, right? Esto es una necesidad, right? Para muchos de ellos, like you mentioned, it was about vida o muerte, right?
Mhm.
So it was beautiful to see this effort that you guys did, and to see that this didn't came from a big organization, right? It came from an organization que lleva muchísimos años, que ayuda desde la diáspora, que I have to clock that,
Ow.
okay? Um, ayudan desde la diáspora a el nombre de ustedes lo dice, ¿verdad? Puertorriqueños, pero ustedes es un grupo de caribeños que forman parte de esta organización. Y gente como tú, Karina, right? Que aunque tú no eres boricua de sangre, este, tú llevas un llamado, o sea, tienes algo en el corazón, ¿verdad? Que es ese llamado a ayudar a la comunidad a sentirte responsable por compartir esto y ayudar.
For
So
sure.
I just wanted to say that, right? Y decirle a la gente que nos escucha que um, lo más importante aquí es, ayudar con intención, how we mentioned at the beginning of the pod, y con ganas de hacer algo que tú dejaste esa huellita y eso no se te va a borrar por no, like, it's like a tattoo, right? But
Yeah.
without having one,
Para nada, yeah. Yeah,
so I just wanted to say that, because escuchando la historia, escuchando lo que ustedes hicieron, this is what we want to do, right? And you guys showcase what community, organizaciones como la de ustedes hacen para la comunidad, que a veces no tenemos este exposure, big exposure,
Yeah.
right? Of like, look what we did, but I just wanted to say thank you,
Mhm.
because you guys give a lot to, las familias que tocaron. I know for sure that you guys gave that hope that they actually needed.
For sure, for sure. And for our listeners, we have listeners all over. Again, we had talked about it earlier. You can go to prahd.org online. Get about it in a week. Like Karina said, the website is under construction. You can follow them at prhd underscore inc on Instagram, and they have wraparound services. They have about like 14 different programs that are food pantry, that's the Entre Mujeres, there's kids club, there is voting information, there's senior services, there's scholarships, there's rental assistance, there's so much to assist, and the fact that this need has been sustainable for since its inception in 1974, excuse me, lets us know that this community is necessary, the services are necessary. So please, if you can find it in your heart, we always say time, talent, or treasure. If you are in the area, connect with them and see if it's not monetary what you can do. Is it volunteering, right? Is it something that you can offload with your talent? Because these nonprofits exist for the need of the community, but are sustained by the help of the community as well.
Thank you, Wilma. Thank you. I'm gonna put you on my fundraising
I
team.
got you, girl. Listen, I'm gonna talk to some people and tell them to open up their wallets and their heart at the same time. You know what I mean? You know,
Yes, and I love that time, talent, or treasure. It's so true. Some people don't always realize that, money always helps.
absolutely,
Money always helps, but the time and the talent goes a long way too,
for
especially just
sure.
supporting or like bringing in expertise.
Hmm.
Something we do with our Entre Mujeres program is that we're always bringing in like women who are in professional fields that these young girls can look up to, and they just come to donate their time and talk to our students about what they do. So time, talent, or treasure, I love that. Thank you
No
so much.
problem, no problem. So, Karina, as we are into our end, you know we have to ask all of our guests a funsy question, which is what song represented you this week and why?
So I don't know if you guys heard, but Bruno Mars is putting out a new
Hey,
album.
listen, he got to pay off that debt. I'm with it. Allegedly,
Woman!
allegedly, allegedly.
But his new song, it just came out this week. I just might has been getting me through the week,
Really? I
honestly. I
love
feel like
that.
yes, it's been so long since someone puts out like just feel good music,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure, for sure. He's going on tour
So
también. I believe he's
yes.
they're unleashing the tickets next week. Bruno,
Yes,
we
I
just
signed up
got
for the
hit from
pre-sale. Fingers crossed.
Christmas. Jesus.
I know.
Bruno's
I know,
es que
girl.
yo tengo goals this year, Bruno. Like for real. Like come on, stop playing
Me,
with me.
me. I literally said to myself, "This is my year of financial responsibility."
Signs up for the
Here I am in
pre-sale.
the pre-sale.
Signs up for the pre-sale. Google needs an
But
alert to be
yes,
like,
the
didn't you
song
say
was
you were
just
saving money this week and just should kick us out? I just
uh-huh.
feel like, that's how you use AI for good, Google.
Yes, yes.
No, we want to thank
But yeah, it's
you.
just been getting me through the week. It's just a feel good song. I needed that.
I
So
love that. And it is a fun, good song. And I love that. I love when an artist also like says, I got this project, has the visual. It's like, yes, you are working. And I love that for us.
mhm,
But
mhm.
no, that's so
Yes.
cool. That is a good song. And he is half Puerto Rican. So, L, I see you.
Oh, yes.
But no, we want to thank you here at the Boricua Culture Mix Pod, Karina, for your efforts, for the efforts of the organization, for all of the organizations that donated, helped you both here on the mainland and on the island. And like I said before, I truly hope and pray that PRAHD has this program again, because, like you said, it is such a need, with the instability of energy on the island. And it's so life saving, when you can look at someone and say, oh wow, their life is going to be altered in such a good way because they have this resource now, and they can be
Absolutely.
sufficient in a capacity in which they probably wouldn't have been prior to. So my hat's off to you ladies that, my I'm gonna call y'all las Caribe Avengers.
I love that. I love that.
And that you guys continue to do the work, and as we can help in any way over here in Philadelphia and New Jersey in any capacity with our time, talent, or treasure, we will.
Thank
No
you. Thank you
problem.
so much.
And for our listeners, from our lips to your ears, you are Boricua enough, you are Caribbean enough, you are all of the things enough, especially in these times. Y yo sí.
Dime, perdón, es que tú sabes que estoy como de producer y todo, pues tengo que estar pendiente
No,
al audio, por eso a veces como que estoy como que en Legoland, but
no,
I'm
no,
here.
you're fine. Where can people email us? Where can they find us at the pod?
Pues, pues mira, el email es boricuaculturemix@gmail,
Mhm.
en el tikiri como yo le digo, el TikTok. Nos puedes conseguir como boricua. Ay, Dios mío, yo siempre lo tengo mal. Es que así es
It's
como yo,
okay.
¿cuál es?
It's
¿Cuál es?
Boricua
¿Cuál
Culture
es?
Mix Pod
There you
on
go.
Instagram
Ay,
and
ay,
on the Tiki como tú dices.
que, by the way, que el tickety you have to
Oh
say it, el
yeah.
TikTok.
We've been listen, I don't know what we've done, but we've been doing it, okay? We are at 1K followers. Wow.
So shout out to our followers on TikTok.
Okay, you know what? We've been building
Porque
this
como
brick by brick.
eh, hello, and we're still here. We're still here.
Still here. But no, we thank you so much, in utilizing that platform. TikTok is such a great way to build community and find like mindedness. So we really
Mhm.
are thankful for you guys' followership. Um, we're going to be posting now on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday. So we'll average about 2 shows a month. And we thank you so much for your listenership. Dale un like, dale un follow, dale un comentario. Keep it cute as always. And we thank
Porque si no, Wilma te dice,
n- listen
Wilma,
on the pod because I'm not
por
arguing with
favor,
nobody in the
¿sabes?
comments.
Por favor, exacto, por eso, pero no ve que Wilma después, yo tengo que estar aquí como gritándole,
Yes, I'm not
Wilma,
getting yelled at
porque
by
ella,
Josie.
no, no, vamos a ver cuánto screaming yo hago este año.
I'm doing better, Josie. I'm doing better. Okay.
You absolutely, you know what, es que te digo, that's God, that's my prayers que yo hago.
I'm doing better. Okay. Big
You
Chanclas
are,
is
no, you are.
working with me.
Thank, thank you, Jesus, que me escucha.
But no, we want to thank you so much for listening from wherever you listen at, whichever platform we are on. Apple, we are on Spotify, we are on YouTube, we are on oh my gosh, se me fue este
Por
platform.
lado. Ah, el Blue Sky. Blue Sky no es.
Blue Sky,
¿Cómo
yeah,
es?
we're on Blue Sky. Y we're all all the platforms where you can listen to us. We are
En
there.
todos lados,
We out here.
en todos lados. Estamos como el arroz blanco everywhere,
Ow.
okay?
Ow. But thank you so much. This has been our first episode of 2026. We out here.
Yes. Yes. No, and Karina, estás invitada
Mhm.
because, we need another episode.
We need a
Ustedes tienen un
follow up. We
episodio,
need a
ustedes tienen
follow up.
una convo. Sí, we need a follow-up, okay? We need a follow-up.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys. Y ya saben, síganos y nos vemos en la próxima.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.